Hello guys, my name is Dani Bereznay from the Mercedes-AMG Petronas esports team, and in this video we are doing a virtual hot lap around Bahrain. I will show you the track where Formula 1 races this weekend, and also I will analyze my lap to help you improve your lap time. Let's get started. So I'm in the car just before the last turn in this fantastic setting of a simulator. Let's get a great exit and start the lap. Just when the curve starts, slamming onto the brakes, 5 G-force, down to under 100 km/h, feeding the power back, very precise exit. And then another DRS opportunity, you can attack back. Using all the track on the outside, carrying high speed through the fastest part of the track with the highest lateral forces. Turns 6 and 7 is definitely very hard, especially the outside curve being very aggressive. You can easily bottom out and lose it. Big braking zone, a very hard acceleration, and then probably the trickiest part of the track, turn 10 braking zone. You see so many lockups here, both in real life and in the virtual world too. Then the last DRS zone of this lap, not that good of an overtaking opportunity because it's really hard to follow someone closely, but it's very nice to prepare a move coming down onto the main straight. Another fast part, on the races probably a bit of lifting is needed to preserve tires. In qualifying it's full power, more than 4G, and the third sector starts with a very important exit where we see a lot of drivers running wide and getting their lap deleted because of track limits. They try to use every millimeter to optimize exit speeds for these flat out sections of the track. That was my lap around Bahrain. We are going back now to the HQ to analyze my lap further. And now we are going to review my lap around Bahrain and see how you can improve. Let's get started. Every single fast lap all the time starts from the corner before, so you need to prepare for a nice exit. And as you can see, I overslow my car and prepare for an early acceleration to carry great momentum down the start-finish straight. I open up the DRS as soon as possible to reduce that drag and start to focus on the outside of the track where the curb starts, and at 100-meter board I slam on the brakes. Into turn 1 and 2 we try to choose a middle line to not compromise too much the minimum speed, but also have a nice exit for the second DRS zone where I open the DRS as soon as possible. This is a tricky turn. You need to use all the track on the outside, and you started to see in winter testing that real drivers start to do the same more often, and even commentators say it's esports lines. From here, from the very outside, you need to attack the apex quite early, avoid the curb because it really unsettles the car, especially as the track starts to lean towards the outside. And then the only priority is to be back on power as soon as possible. Use all the track here, and this is a very tricky curb. You cannot go too wide because then the car bottoms out. You need to attack the curb at the highest part with your outside tires, so the car doesn't bottom out. This is the end of the first sector. The second starts with full commitment, high minimum speed. These are Formula 1 cars. The downforce is exponential with the speed. So the more speed you carry in, the more downforce you are going to have, and the more early you can be back on full power in 6th gear. Again, use the outside line as much as possible, and this hairpin is very important to not hit the curb on the inside because it really unsettles your precise exit. These Formula 1 cars are amazing, 1000 horsepower in qualifying mode. You need to be really precise on the traction and rotate the car a little bit with power. The same goes here. Try to brake at a relatively straight line. As you can see, while I'm applying around 80% pressure, my steering lock is not that high, and as soon as I'm off the brakes, I start to feed in the steering and then help rotation with a little bit of power. Open the DRS as early as possible, and again, avoid the curbs that unsettle the car. Then comes turn 11. You need to use all the track again on the entry, avoid the inside curb and avoid the outside curb, be back on power early, 5th to 6th gear, flat out on this long right-hander, straight braking, late apex for an amazing exit onto the second longest flat out section of the track, where you reach 300 km/h even with no DRS. The last corner, again, it's all about avoiding the curb on the inside but using all the track on the outside, both on the entry and on the exit. And this is quite a clean lap of Bahrain, and cleanliness is very important, as this is a typical track where you can overheat the rear tires and already lose lap time by the third sector just because you put too much force on them, trying to push too hard in the first two sectors. Bahrain is all about doing less and gaining a bit more. It's all about being clean, but you need to be really confident on the braking. Have fun, guys, practicing this track. This is one of my favorites, amazing overtaking opportunities. I hope you are just as excited as me for the F1 season to finally start. We will be doing these track guides for every single track, so make sure you follow our journey.